Okay, so now that we've deployed our serverless.yaml, the next thing we need to consider is the host.json file. In the host.json file, you can add configuration related both to your function as well as to your trigger. So in this particular example, I'll add a few functionalities related both to the function as well as to the HTTP trigger. So to do that, let's go to our Azure help page. So here is the link that I will provide in the resource and the description below. So here it gives you all the details about all the function related configuration that can be changed. So the important ones are basically the function timeout. So the default is 5 minutes. So let's change this to 1 minute. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it here. And the other important settings that can be done is basically the retry mechanism. So for example, if you want to have a max retry count of 5, then you can set it to 5 or any other value. And you can also set a delay after how many minutes you want this particular retry to happen, or after how many seconds you want this retry to happen. So this is something that you can try as a assignment. So there are other configurations as well, but for the time being, we'll just stick to the most basic ones. So these are the function related configurations that can be made in the host.json. So now let's look at the HTTP trigger based configurations that can be done. So you can go down and what we need to check is basically the HTTP here. So this is what we need to go. This particular link is where we need to be. So let me just click on this. So here you can define all the HTTP trigger related configurations that can be done. So here let's try to do something. So here what we can do is we can change the route prefix. So if you go back to our endpoint, you can see that there is an API. So let's remove this particular API. So to do that, I can just set this route prefix as empty. So let's just copy this particular. So let's leave everything else as, let's remove everything else. So I'll leave the route prefix as empty. And the other thing I'll do is I'll create a new custom header, and the custom header will have this particular value. So that's about it. So here what I'm doing is here the function configuration I'm changing. So the function timeout is basically 5 minutes. So let's just change this to 1 minute. And the other configuration I'm changing is basically the HTTP trigger configuration that lies within the extensions. So here the prefix I'm changing it to empty, and I'm adding a new custom header in the response. So this X content type options will have the value of no sniff. So let's try to deploy this particular application again, and let's see if it works. So there are other configurations as well that you can go through. I will again send the link in the description below, so you can go through that and change whatever configuration you think is convenient or useful for you. Okay, so our application has deployed. So let's again copy this URL and let's try to paste it. You can see it fails. That's because we've removed the API. So let's just remove the API part and try again. Okay, so now it works. So again, we need to give a query parameter. So let me just give name equal to test. Okay, so in this way, we were able to remove that /API. So the next thing we'll check is if the response has that particular header that we had added. So again, let's go back to our network. Let me open this, and if you look at the response, there's a header that got generated. So this was the header that we had generated in the host.json file. So now this is how you add configuration to your host.json file. Now there are other multiple configurations that you can add as well for different triggers. So hopefully you can actually do quite a few assignments and check out all the values and keys for which you can make changes to the host.json file. So I'll see you in the next lecture now.